Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Syd in the city, and welcome to my city. You're now a citizen, so do me a favor, go down below, subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Today I bring to you a new story time with Syd. Today I'm going to be talking about a crazy story that happened to me while I was a freshman at Winston-Salem State University. Yes, I did graduate from Howard University for those who know me, but I started my collegiate career at Winston-Salem State University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And today's story is about my freshman year, and I call it The Mysterious Letters. Dun dun dun. Stay tuned. So yeah, like I stated before, I started off my collegiate career at Winston-Salem State University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I had a friend group of 5 girls that turned into just 4 of us. The original 5 included my roommate, I'll call her Jackie, my next door neighbor friend, I'm gonna call her Kiki, my friend who lived downstairs, that's Lisa, and my friend who lived across campus in the honors dorms, I'm gonna call her Chris. So we were all cool. And just to kind of give you an idea how we got cool, you know, of course I got cool with my roommate because we were both new to the school, so you know, we tried to get cool, and you know, we would go out together, you know, just to mix and mingle with people. She had met Kiki before me outside when she was outside smoking a black one time, and they kind of bonded. And then I had met Kiki on Twitter because at the time that's how all of us were meeting other people. Freshman year was like, oh, so-and-so, like, you know, like, or during the summer, like, who's going to this school? Oh, I'm a part of this class, da-da-da. And me and her got close on Twitter, and we finally met, and it happened to be that she was my next door neighbor, in same floor, same dorm, everything. So we got close, we started going out together. Kiki, my neighbor, introduced me to Lisa, who lived downstairs. And Lisa, you know, she was, you know, kind of by herself for a little bit, had like a friend, but you know, we got cool after Kiki introduced me to her. We all kind of got cool. And then Kiki also introduced me to Chris, who lived across campus, and they had met, I forgot, they met at some event and got close. So we just all like met, you know, through each other and kind of got close. Now a little bit further down the line, my roommate and I started having issues, and you know, that just turned out that I had issues with her, the other ladies had issues with her, to the point where we just kind of stopped like including her. She kind of did it to herself in a way, but you know, situations, you're young, can be handled differently, and that situation probably could have turned out differently on both parties. However, you know, once we all decided as a collective we didn't want to deal with her no more, that's what happened. So that's the backstory on that part before I get into the whole bizarreness of the crazy letters story that I want to tell you about. So we kind of fell over her, you know, we're cordial, but we didn't like hang out anymore, we didn't go out anymore, we didn't do stuff with her, we didn't go to the cap with her. Like, she had her new group of friends, and we stayed close. Lisa, Chris, and Kiki, and myself. So earlier, I want to say that's the backstory for that. Earlier, my freshman year, when Lisa and I got close, she was dealing with a boy, I'm gonna call him Calvin, and she was like, oh, let's go to Calvin's room, him and his roommate are chilling, like drinking, let's go over there. So we go over there, and I'm gonna call his roommate Kevin, and Kevin was, you know, flirting with me, trying to get all up on me, and you know, you're young, freshman year, you're drinking. So he gives me head, and I'm gonna say it was bomb, not gonna lie. And I ended up telling Lisa about it. She didn't know, because like in the room, like we were both doing our own thing. So I told her like the next day, like what had happened or whatever, and she was like, oh, for real, that's crazy, da, da, da. I can see y'all talking, y'all are cute, blah blah blah. You know, girlfriend's always hyping you up because you talking to they boo friend. So then she comes back to me a little bit later and is like, hey, you know, I just talked to Kevin, I was in the room, and he said like that never happened, all this other stuff, and that he was drunk, and just like basically denying what you told me. So I was like, First of all, Cindy Nicole Porter has no reason to lie, especially about that. So I felt some type of way, because I don't like people lying on me, because I would never lie on nobody's name. So that was a complete turn off. When she came back and told me that he lied and told her that it didn't happen, like, okay, whatever. So fast forward again to fall semester, I started talking to this guy who was a upperclassman. He lived off campus, So that weekend, it was nothing really going on, no events, no parties, no basketball games, nothing, no football games, nothing. So he invited me to come stay at his apartment for the weekend, and I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, ain't nothing going on, like, whatever. So we ended up going to a kickback, and we get back to his apartment after the kickback or whatever, and I get a call from my roommate, Jackie. So I'm like, maybe she wants to borrow something, because there were a lot of times when she would want to borrow things from me. And so I answer, and I'm like, hey, what's up? So she's like, oh, there's a letter here for you. Like, a letter? I'm like, from the school? Like, am I in trouble? Like, did I do something? She's like, no, it's like a handwritten letter on like lined paper. So I'm like, send me a picture of it, but read it to me. So the letter, just to sum it up, basically said, like, your friends are really fake. You don't know who you're dealing with. Like, they're not keeping it real with you. You don't even know that Kiki slept with Kevin, and they tried to keep it from you, and they're just so fake, and so is this. Like, just talking trash about my friend group, and just in a way trying to let me know the shady stuff that was going on behind my back. Now, of course, me, you know, I'm a loyal person, and I read off people's vibes, and I don't befriend like grimy people. So I was like, no, not my friends. Like, we've been riding, you know, together for a minute. Like, we're really close. They wouldn't lie about nothing like this. Like, if something would have happened, they would have told me, because we told each other everything, all of our dirt. Everybody in my little foursome knew each other's dirt. So I called Kiki. I'm like, hey, Kiki, Jackie just called me. She said there's some funny letter that somebody slid under the door, saying all this outlandish stuff about us, about you and our friend group, and how y'all being fake towards me, and I should know, like, who I'm dealing with or whatever. So I end up, she ends up going over there looking at the letter, and then she like calls me back and like, hey, this is some BS. Like, first of all, who's sliding notes on the door? So she calls Lisa from downstairs, because we lived on the 5th floor, she lived on the 2nd. Calls Lisa upstairs to look at the letter, and they're like going around the dorm screaming in the hallways, whoever got something to say to us can say it to our face. Don't be sliding those little notes, blah blah blah. Because of course I made friends with some fighting ass girls and with Salem. North Carolina girls, first of all, to put y'all on game, North Carolina people like to fight. I feel like every girl I met from North Carolina, majority of them was ready to throw hands at any time, and the friends I had were like that. So they were going around screaming da 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 or whatever. So then she calls me back, and she's like, hey, we're about to go over to Kevin's room to like confront him. Like, why would he, like, where's this rumor coming from? I'm like, okay, well, when you get over there, like, let me know what they say, because this is like crazy. Like, you didn't mess with him, so because you would have told me, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I really stopped liking homeboy after he lied on me. Like, I really stopped liking him. I was not that was a turn off. Because if you lie on that, what else you gonna be lying on? Okay. So literally less than 5 minutes later, I'm sitting there waiting for them to call me about when they get to the boys' dorm. I'm sitting there waiting for them to call me. Less than 5 minutes, she calls me back. She's like, hey, so about the letter, I just gotta let you know, like, I did sleep with Kevin. This is Jackie. She's like, I did sleep with Kevin. It was that night that you had got super drunk, and we took you back to the room. Like, we were all drunk, and then, like, me and him ended up going back to his room, and like, we had sex. And I'm just like, oh. Hit Diane from Blackish. Oh, okay. And it's not because I didn't react like that because I felt some type of way because she messed with him. It was the fact that me and her were really close. Like, this was my girl, like my ride or die. She lived right next door to me, always talking, always together in each other's rooms, because we were literally neighbors. Like, her room was right there, my room was right there. I would see her all the time, and I just felt some type of way. Like, you could have told me that, girl. Like, I'm the type of person, I would not have cared, because that boy lied on me. So I was not attracted to him. From that day forward, he was just ugh to me, okay? To the point where I didn't want to be cordial. Like, I was, what's up? Like, you know, give him the head and I keep moving. So I told her, I said, you know, I kind of feel some type of way because you could have just told me this, but you guys kind of kept it a secret, and now look how it came out. So, you know, she apologized and said, you know, it was just like a one-time thing, and then it wasn't nothing crazy. But that was just part one of the letters. So yeah, she apologized, told me what happened, and we still never figured out who wrote that original letter. But side note, Kevin also started actually dating my other friend, Chris, who lived in the honor dorms. So he loved our whole crew, except for his roommate's boo. which I can't with that. Like, once I saw him going from one to another, I was like, you have no class, no taste, no standards, nothing. You just don't even care. So that's just a little sidebar. But part 2 of the letters comes in spring semester. So fast forward to spring semester. This is right after spring break. During spring break, I ended up going to Durham, to Kiki's. We were supposed to go to the beach, however, the weather was horrible, so we ended up staying in Durham, just kind of running around North Carolina, running around Durham, just having fun, whatever. So before we drove back to Winston-Salem, before her mother took us back to school, we ended up going to the food line to get groceries. And while we were in the food line, I walked through someone's throw up without realizing it. A couple hours later, I got sick. Apparently, the person who threw up had a stomach virus, and I caught it. So on the way back to school, I was super, 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 super sick. And I was throwing up, and I was like, well, I have classes tomorrow. I don't even think I'll be able to go to my first day of classes because I'm this sick. I'm going to have somebody, you know, reach out to my professors, get my syllabus, and, you know, go to the next day. So get back to the dorm. I'm taking in my groceries, taking in my suitcase. I rolled my suitcase in my room. Mind you, Jackie, my roommate, she's there. She's asleep. It's like 11:30, so it's later at night. I roll my suitcase in, and I roll it over a piece of paper. It's folded in 3 white printing paper, and I pick it up because it looks as if something like a new roommate agreement or something the dorm left for us to sign or look at, because you know the dorms had all those different like things we had to do when we return, new semester, it might be new rules. So that's what I thought it was. I opened the letter, and it is a cutely typed rumor letter. This is the second one. So the first one was handwritten with, you know, partial truths and partial, you know, fakes, lies, excuse me, partial lies. This letter was basically complete lies almost. Basically just talking trash about my whole friend group, calling Lisa a hoe and saying that she had a pregnancy scare and all this other stuff, calling me fake and saying that I'm the fakest one out the group and this, that, and third, saying that Kiki's stepfather was touching on her little brother and that they need to call the people on them because that's nasty, and they need to say something that she knows about and didn't do nothing about it. And they said some other outlandish things. So at this point, I'm irritated because I thought we left this letter BS in fall semester. It's spring semester after spring break. We dagging it to the end of the freshman year, and we have another letter. But this time, they were trying to be smart. They typed it up, and it wasn't no little bitty paragraph. It was like 3 paragraphs of them just Twitter fingers, trigger fingers going off about me and my friends. Mind you, we minded our business. We didn't have beef with people like that. Granted, a couple of them didn't like other people in our class, but it was never to the point where it was like some on site every time we see these girls beef. It was just, you don't like people, you make it known, you keep it pushing. If you know, butt heads with that person at one point or another. But I wake my roommate up. I'm like, hey, you didn't see this letter on the floor? She's like, no. I'm like, it's another letter, because she knows about the first one. So I show it to her, and she's looking like, reading like, what is this? Like, are you serious? So I had to go to Kiki's room. Like, Kiki, we got another one. So at this point, we're irritated, and she was really mad about the part about her stepfather touching on her brother, because that is a very outlandish and just disrespectful allegation to say about somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that whoever wrote this letter knew she had a little brother, and that the father that she posts about is her stepfather, it had to be somebody that was close to us. Because when I say the second letter has, like, it was outlandish, but some of it was kind of like half true. You know, and I'm not going to go into the details of what was half true and what was not, because we all got our dirt and we all got, you know, our freshman year crazy secrets. But the next day, we decided to get the first letter and the second letter and take it to our dorm director and our RAs, because at this point, I felt like we were being harassed. And it was getting annoying. Every time I come to my room, I got a note, like a letter from somebody who's secretly hating or have an issue with somebody, but they find these middle school childish notes to be the way to get their feelings across. So, you know, of course we had some conspiracy theories, and the main one of who wrote the letters, and the main person we thought it was my good old roommate Jackie, because if we go back to the beginning of my story, you remember I told you we had a falling out with Seth, and it wasn't a cute falling out either. yeah, we had some issues. Things were being said about people. She was being shady towards me. I was being shady towards her. And, you know, the other girls had their individual issues with her as well. So at this point, you know, we used to be close to this girl to the point she knew things that we would do and say, and who people would be messing with, who liked who, and, you know, personal things. So because the letters kind of had like half truths in them, we just knew it was her. It was like, who else could it be? It was to the point where I thought it was her so much, I went to her side of the room while she was gone to compare handwriting to the first letter. And of course, she was smart enough. She probably had one of her other little friends write it. However, it was just like, who else could it be? You know what I'm saying? Like, and she did seem to have a very like conniving, sneaky, evil vibe underneath that fake smile and you know, country little Southern girl charm that she had. You know what I'm talking about. People that just put on this act, but really deep down, they're like evil. She had that vibe. So we told our dorm director, told the RAs, and they called a meeting, and they called her into the meeting because they felt like after we explained the story and, you know, like all the history, that it was her. So we have our meeting. We're all in there. My friend Chris comes because she, you know, she's a part of it too, even though she doesn't live in our dorm. And our dorm director just got straight to it. This was a little country white lady that was working at a little all-black school, and she was in the biggest all-female dorm on campus, which was Atkins Hall. It was too many females. However, she got straight to it. She was like, so did you write these letters? Jackie was like, no. I mean, she was like, no, but I can see how it would look like it was me. Pause. When somebody says that, that's like when OJ said, if I did it, this is how I would have done it. Like, come on, you subliminally, passively telling on yourself. So at this point, I'm just over it because like she's gonna keep denying it, and we just in our hearts we still just knew it was her. So, you know, a little bit down the line, so we never figured out who it was, but a little bit down the line, Jackie reaches out to Kiki trying to rekindle some friendship on Facebook, and Kiki responded back and told her, if you admit that you wrote those letters in freshman year, I will consider us, you know, working out a friendship. And the girl still denying it, and she's like, well, guess we're not friends, because to this day, we still think it was that girl. Like, come on now, who else could have been? Like, every time a letter would arrive, she would be in the room and I would never be on campus. Like the second time we got the letter, I was just getting back to campus. She's asleep. There's a letter on the ground. Like, come on. You've been there all day and you ain't see these. If it was the dorm sliding papers under the door, you would have seen it. So, second time the letter came, the first time the letter came, I wasn't on campus at all either. So, all evidence points to Jackie ass. Okay? But that's just one of my crazy college stories. I have plenty more that I might share. I gotta figure out which ones I want to share and which ones I don't. But that one was like ridiculous. Like, to this day, I want her to admit like it was her, cause y'all know it was her. Like, come on, comment below and tell me if y'all think it was her, cause who else could it be? We wasn't close with a whole bunch of females to know stuff about us. She was the only other person that was intimately in our group. So it was Jackie. But yeah. Thanks for listening to Storytime with Syd, guys. I appreciate you joining the city, for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment. Please tell me your thoughts about this video. Also, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Instagram, you can find me as @Sydd, SYDD in the city. So it's Sydd with 2 D's. And on Twitter, I'm Sydd, SYDD_ in the city. And make sure you check your girl out, because I'm trying to get back active on Twitter. I need some followers. I need people to follow, because I feel like the people I followed from years ago, they're dry now, like high school people. I'm trying to get like popping on Twitter, see what all the funny stuff's about. So yeah, but I'm very active on IG, so make sure you guys check me out there. And thanks for joining me in the city, guys. See you later, citizens. Bye.